This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
You know, when people reach out and ask for help, and it's something as simple as, hey, shipping her a box of tampons.
The one thing about this girl is she's never asked me for anything. She may have hinted about tampons.
It is the 19th of January. The year is 2021. My name is Corey Winfield.
Marney Winfield here.
And this, you just happen to stumble upon the 217 Recovery Podcast. Thank you for listening. We talk about recovery. We talk about our recovery, things that happened to us today. And we thought about doing the podcast earlier. At least I did. I think I was like, let's go do it now. Just because I wanted to get out of the way. But I didn't really have anything to talk about then. I'm pretty good at pulling stuff out of the air and just going with it. But I truly, deeply I had nothing really. And we ended up not doing it. I took a nap, and then I had to take some people or a person to where they needed to go, and ran into some other people and thought, this is something that I could easily talk about.
I got all kinds of material.
Do you?
No, you do.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, and earlier, too, when I was thinking just how lazy I felt today, and I wanted to just crawl back into bed. Like, when I got up this morning, I was just like, oh, I could just go to sleep for a couple more hours, and I didn't. I fought through it. You know, we all had that moment where we're like, oh, just let me get back into bed, you know, and but I didn't. And I watched like an hour, 20 minutes of a lecture in my law, evidence, whatever class, it was all right. It was pretty cool. I was kind of into it. I was like, I enjoy this. And then things just started happening. Then I had to go to the doctor, see what's going on with my old person body.
They took some blood.
Yeah, and she didn't hit the vein, which I've had one lady in Benton Harbor hit the nerve. And it felt like there was a fire inside your arm. Is the worst. Well, not really the worst pain I felt, but it sucked. She didn't do that far because I was like, whoa, not the vein. She's like, oh, sorry. And she was probably about 87. So I thought it was cool that she was even working. I didn't give her a hard time even. You'd have been proud of me. Not like the DHL guy or whatever. That's another story for another day. I'll have to reenact that one. That definitely needs to be reenacted. Maybe I'll do that on Thursday. I will. I'll reenact a situation.
Okay.
The DHL guy. But she was cool, the older woman, and asked her if she got her COVID part 1 antidote or whatever they call it.
Vaccine.
Same thing. And she said, yeah, I did. And they put it in my joint, in my fake joints. I'm like, oh, perfect. So it doesn't even hurt. She was like, no, it hurts worse. And I was like, oh, sorry. So she was struggling with it. And I wished her well. Because that's somebody's grandma, you know?
Yeah.
And I told her, like, after the first one, I was like, you know, I have faith in you. And she's like, well, I don't know why. I'm like, well, I think it's peace of mind, really. Just, you can stick the other arm, please. But no, so yeah, blood work is out. Hopefully it comes back. But I don't know what's going on, though. I really don't. And my doctor was like, well, it could be hundreds of things. So let's just get the blood work. We can learn a lot from that and start narrowing things down and start doing this and that and see if it helps or makes it worse. You know, just start trying to do things and let me know how that works, and that'll help narrow it down too. So, all right. But she ruled out carpal tunnel, which is good. But she didn't rule out lupus.
You're stuck on that.
Hey, man, that's what Google said it could be.
Why don't we just wait and see?
Okay, we'll just do that. No sense of getting all worried about it.
Right.
Just living L-I-V-I-N, man. Best I can, day to day, sober. So, yeah. So, came back, did some stuff. Anyway, took a nap with them. So, then, when I had to take this person to the place they needed to go, one of the stops on the way was to get a COVID test for the person. And while I was there, this other person I ran across came out and started telling the story. You know, we didn't ask for a story, but he came out and he was giving it to us. Mm-hmm. And that's when I realized, I think he might be a little intoxicated. And then he said something that really like perked my ears up. He's like, yeah, I went back out again. I had 2 years sober. And I went back out. And I was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. He's like, over a woman. And I'm just like, it's not worth it, bro. And here's where I want to start. Well, just remember that part, because me being 2 years sober, I hear that and I'm like, oh. And today, on the 19th of January, 2021, I did not drink. Mm-hmm. It was pretty awesome. That's today. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Mm-hmm. You know, to have that kind of arrogance, cockiness, maybe. I don't know if that's even the right term for it, but I knew when I was talking to the man that I am not drinking today. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, that's what I knew at that moment. 25 hours from now, I don't know. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. So I think that's something I need to be very careful of, even though I'm pretty strong in my recovery. I'm doing the things that I need to do. But I'm just one drink away from being right where that guy is. And he said that too. He was like, yeah. He was like, I was like, what, you start off with a little pint? He's like, no, just going to have a beer. But I was like, but we can't have a beer. We can't have one of anything. You know, like Frank the Tank said, you know, in old school, it touches your lips. Touches your lips, you know, you're done. I'm like, you should have known that. He's like, but the woman, you know, and I'm like, it's not worth it, you know, like a woman's not worth drinking over. It's not worth ruining your life. And then I really started thinking, like, how do I know that? You know, he did say girlfriend. He didn't say wife or the mother of my kids. I don't know how I'm going to react if something bad happens. You know, and I would like to sit here and pretend that, no, yep, I'm going to be the bigger man today. I'm never going to drink again. I don't care what happens. Ain't no woman worth it. Yeah, that sounds good on January 19th, 2021, 8:49 p.m. But I don't know what's going to happen.
I think the most important thing to think about when you're talking about this is that for some reason we have this idea in our head that when things are bad, that drinking is a solution to that issue, to that problem. And it's not. It's in no way, shape, or form is it a solution to anything bad. Anything that is going on with you that's uncomfortable, that's sad, that's a loss, that's you know, whatever it is, drinking will not make it any better. Picking up, using, whatever it is, it might be a temporary relief of that feeling that you're feeling, not being in that spot. But in the end of it, it's just everything's worse.
Like, that's true, you know, but I know that. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
That dude probably deep down knew that. Mm-hmm. But still, somehow, like, if you left me for like a competitive eater or something, you know, like you just, I got home and you're gone. There's no, hey, left.
That's so random, but okay.
I go up with Joey Chestnut and I'm like, who? I look him up. I'm like, competitive hot dog eater? Seems a little weird, but okay. I'm the blow pop champion, if you know what. Wait, that sounded bad too. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean like, how many licks does it take is what I was talking about. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know how I would react, you know, because I know that the drinking is not going to do any good? Absolutely. But in that moment of weakness, of feeling the betrayal, heartbreak, what am I going to do? I don't know. And so many times in the past, yeah, I've reached for the bottle. Did it help? Absolutely not. It might. I've heard people say it's a temporary solution to like a long-term problem that's never going to work. And it just creates more problems. But I don't know how I would react, you know, and I pray to God that I would be strong enough, and I would just track down this Joey Chestnut guy and get my woman back. Come with me. But no, I don't know. Like, you know, other sad things, and I'm not trying to speak them into existence either. But yeah, I just have to be ready, I guess, when those moments do happen. And it's those moments that catch you off guard, from my past experience, are the most dangerous and the scariest, because once the drinking brain takes over, it's hard to grab that wheel back. Mm-hmm. So I guess, you know, being proactive, doing a podcast 4 times a week, and I need to change the name of my blog. I'm done writing it on Mondays.
Right?
I'm just...
You could call it Sometimes Mondays.
Yeah. I don't know. But, yeah, doing the things that I need to keep doing, you know, and giving people, you know, rides and helping people out and talking to people about recovery. I do it all the time. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, and you were just saying not wishing bad things into existence. And I know it's kind of depressing to think about the what ifs that are bad. But I think that it's healthy to, I don't know if the word realistic is right, but to be like accepting of the fact that life is life. And, you know, sadness is going to come. We're going to, you know, lose loved ones. We're probably going to get sick again, you know, in our lifetime. Jobs, who knows what, you know, things happen in your world. And I don't think it's like sad to at least talk about the fact that I'm going to be ready. I need to be ready. I have to be ready for those moments when they come. And I'm not going to drink over it. I'm not going to pick up over it. Because that's not going to fix it. It's not going to get me anywhere.
And in early recovery, I found myself learning lessons from each time. I'm not saying, hey, if you're in early recovery, you get a free pass to go out and tear it up, you know, with your drug of choice. I'm just saying, like, each time I learned a little bit more about myself, because I really wanted a different life. I wanted a new lifestyle. I just wasn't sure how to get it. And I didn't think it could happen for me. Mm-hmm. Until I just decided to make it happen for me. And you have to get to that point where you can go see so many therapists, so many doctors, so many rehabs, where then you realize, all right, it's up to me now.
Yeah. And
that takes time. Different people catch on faster than I did probably, but and others maybe slower, but it takes the time. But when we can kind of not plan. Sometimes you can't plan. But I had told my friend Aaron that same thing in a message I just sent him not too long ago, and I deleted it because I thought it was like a little too morbid, because he's just said something about, if I had my phone, I'd read it exactly, but I don't have my phone with me. He said something about it sucks having to learn along the way or something like that, like the lessons, you know, along the way. And I said, yeah, but it's preparing you for the things that haven't happened yet, like loss of a loved one and this and that. And then I was like, man, no, I got to erase that.
Yeah. But there's truth to that.
Yeah, but I just didn't want to put it in a message, because I didn't, like I said, speaking things into existence. I didn't want any part of that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you know, it's those moments that I know are coming, but I have today, and when those moments do come, I really hope, you know, I'm strong enough. And, you know, drinking is not going to make it better. So I'm pretty confident, but like I said, I don't want to be too overly confident because I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
If you don't leave me for the competitive eater guy,
right,
then I should be good. I'll have you, you know, that I can talk to and cry on and stuff like that. Oh, Joey Chestnut. You know what he looks like?
No.
Oh. He doesn't have dimples, I'll tell you that.
Well, then there's no chance.
Would you make out with a guy who just had like 80 hot dogs in his mouth? Would that be hot? Do you think any woman thinks it's hot?
No woman thinks
no,
that's
I bet
hot.
some woman out there.
There's all kinds of different fetishes and weird.
There is too.
Attractions.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, that ain't one of mine.
What if your friend, like if you had a friend that was like, oh my God, and like you saw her like phone or something, like who's that guy? Like she had him as like a screensaver or something, a wallpaper.
Like, whatever.
You're like, who's that?
Fancy.
Oh, Mark Chestnut. Not Mark Chestnut, Joey Chestnut.
No, I would. If she was my friend, I'd be like, "You're crazy, girl. I don't know what you're thinking, but hey,
look at him. He's so sexy. Look at, he can get all those hot dogs in his mouth and down his throat."
Okay, no, nothing.
What if it was a guy friend?
Same thing.
Just kidding. So that was for George, by the way, my friend. Likes hot dogs. But if that would be weird, though. Would you even? I don't even think a friend would tell you. Like,
Maybe.
how would you? Like, what do you think his wife says? Oh, that's my husband. He's just training again.
They're like, well, the word is competitive. They take it super serious. Like they train and stuff.
Would you be able to take it serious? If I was like, honey, come on, I need 12 packages of hot dogs, and I'm gonna eat them today, and I need you just to leave me the F alone, because you know they get probably what was that dude from Japan's name? Kobayashi or something? Or no, is that Kaiser Soze's movie, Usual Suspects? I don't know. Anyway, there's a little Japanese dude. Oh, he's going to eat 92 of them. I got to get 96 of them down my throat. I don't have time for this. Would you like if he's like, honey, I got to pack the van up. We're going. Like, just, I mean, I don't know. How would you take that serious?
I wouldn't.
I'd be like, yeah, have fun.
Yeah, no.
You're coming back on Tuesday? Okay, great. Thanks. I'll call Corey Winfield up. Oh, damn, he's married. I don't think I could take it serious. Like if a woman was like, yeah, I'm a competitive eater and fish. Like, ate salmon last year in 4 minutes.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
I don't know. It's in my brain somewhere.
Oh my God.
I was just thinking about it. That'd be weird. That would be weird. I don't know. Somebody should reach out to those people and see if they like
the family members of.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like competitiveeating.com
matching
date site.
What if you made a date at like a profile?
We'd
and
make
put
$100.
You put that as your occupation. I don't know.
I wonder how many women we could hit on there.
Well, they
If I
say
had a fake picture.
Yeah.
It's the whole fake account. We should set that up on Twitter. Have a fake Twitter.
I don't know. Are you even allowed to do that?
Yeah, I think so. I think Kevin Durant has the fake one.
It's not being a very good digital citizen.
If I catfish somebody with a catfish eater, competitive catfish eater, and like I like Luke Bryan songs because he eats catfish and then humps on the tailgate.
Oh my God.
That's one of his songs. Ugh. So yeah. There was something else I want to talk about, but I really don't remember. I just keep, now my mind is completely gone. It was good too. It was something really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a really good day.
Yeah.
I had a very busy day at work. And, yeah, so I managed to come back here and watched a little bit of Shameless, one of my favorite shows.
Does that trigger you at all?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But I did have like a moment where I was like, because for those of you that are familiar with Shameless, it's a series, and one of the characters in it is a lot of it is addiction based. There's a lot of drugs and alcohol abuse in it. But Philip or Lip or whatever his name is, actually confronts the fact that he has a problem, ends up going to meetings. They did a really good job, I think, actually explaining sponsorship and having him go through the struggles on the show and what have you. And then I hadn't watched it in a long time. I watched that back when I was, active in my addiction. So I thought it was entertaining, and I still find it entertaining, but on a different mindset, I guess. And I just recently watched one of the latest ones from the latest seasons, and he relapses at his brother's wedding. Just like, something happened or whatever with a disappointment with his
woman.
Yeah, with his wife or whatever. But it was like the circumstantial weird setup that wasn't a setup at all, but that he ended up, instead of getting a Coke, he got a rum and Coke, and then, ended up getting drunk. And then it shows that he goes directly to his sponsor's house, which was cool too. So, I don't know the writers behind that, who's got experience in it, but they got to probably reach into some think tank of people that know what's what about, the disease and the reality of it all. So I found it really interesting.
Yeah, Shameless is a good show. It's on Showtime, obviously. And, well, if people are listening, they probably know that. And if they don't, well, now you do. But my mom and family members would always ask me, "Oh, is that what it's like? Is that what a sponsor does? Is that what?" Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's kind of how it works. And I knew early on that somebody had some kind of tie to addiction. Just because Frank is funny, but Frank is sad. He's an alcoholic. He's kind of getting it together, but doesn't. And he's just always just kind of borderline. He's gotten better in the recent seasons, but he's also faced all kinds of crazy stuff. And yes, it's funny, but at the same time, that some of that stuff that he goes through is serious, and a lot of people don't make it through that.
Yeah.
And I just was like, okay, so these people know something about it. And then, Lip starts getting in trouble and just finding himself in these horrible situations, and he realizes, alcohol was the cause of every single one of those things. Mm-hmm. And he does relapse, and he goes to a sponsor's house. And but when he was at that wedding and he had that fight with his girlfriend, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to take the kid to Milwaukee," and he's like, "No, you got to stay here." And he had just rented this house because that was her thing. It was like, "I want a house to live in, not your family's thing." And he's like, "Okay, I'll get a house." So he goes and rents this house, and it's a piece of crap, but he's going to fix it up for them all, and got a great deal on it. So he's going to save a lot of money. And, he thought he was doing good. And here she is like, "Nope, not good enough. I'm taking my kid and going." And he's like, "No, you're not." And so he's at the bar, and he does. He orders just give me a Coke, and the bartender's like, "You want some rum in that?" In that split second, he had a decision. And you and I both, were like, "No, dude, no,
I know
no, not
it was
worth
totally
it."
like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. And he sucks it right down, and grabs another one, give me another. And that's it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad the character did that instead of saying no, because that's what he should have done, but the fact that, no, that's not what we don't always do what we should do. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of to the point what I was saying earlier. It's like, I don't really know what I'm going to do until I'm in that moment. Mm-hmm. 10 minutes prior, Lip wasn't going to drink.
Yeah.
If somebody would have came up to the wedding, "Hey, you going to drink tonight?" He'd be like, "No.
Right.
I'm in recovery." And then 10 minutes later.
Well, there's no one story that's the same for reasons why people end up picking up that drink or drug. But that right there is an example of, like you were saying in the show, everything was going good. He'd turned things around in all different kinds of ways. He had, stopped drinking. He had, gotten this project, and all these dreams were coming true for him. And then it just took one little hiccup, and, he picked up. But that, I think the moral of that whole, at least what I'm taking away from it is, it got him, but he dusted himself off, and he went right back to, recognizing like that's not the way to handle it. So it was like a real life kind of, I'm sure that almost exact things happened.
Yeah. Guarantee it. Guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good that you got to watch a little bit of that before you fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Anything else that you...
No, we just we got a lead on maybe some help for some grant writing because we're doing a lot of that, putting things together for, 217 and see where we can get with that.
Yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable reaching out to people now. I don't know why. And that's something that in my career, I never had to ask people for money. I wasn't a sales guy. So asking people for money is a little bit awkward for me. Mm-hmm. And there's a way to do it. There's people you meet along the way that can help you. And that's what I need to learn how to do, is just accept the help. Mm-hmm. But yeah, some of the things that we have going, like a TV commercial, which I think will be pretty cool. My brain has like 100,000 million ideas flying through it like all the time.
This is true.
And some of them, like 2 are good. And the rest of the millions of them suck. Mm-hmm. So it's going to take our team and our board to, sit down and come up with, okay, what's the best plan? And, people that we probably haven't even met yet really, or don't even know that well. But yet in a month from now, we might, oh, okay, great. That mm-hmm. sounds like a great plan. And, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to that. And, creating those, they say, you have a nonprofit, which we are, is creating those donors that, pledge $5 a month, and just $5 every month comes out. Will I miss $5 every month? Nope. So like for me, yeah, of course I give way more than $5 a month.
Oh yeah.
But, for someone that really wants to help us, that's a great way to do it. I've been looking at different banking options. Like right now it's like through the merchant services on our website is through Square, and they take a hell of a lot of money. So I kind of don't want to like push donations through there right now, just because it's like, well, if you give me $1, I'm only getting 80 cents of it. That's a little insane. Nobody wants to do that. So working with different banks and trying to figure out which is the best, and the bank we have now, like they have it, but they don't. They use the third party, and it's like $50 a month. I'm like, oh Jesus, like I don't know. There's got to be a way to win, a good way to do it, not a way to win. But yeah, it is winning. If mm-hmm. I can save the company money, and when somebody gives money, whether it be $1 or $100, they would like to see that go to us help people, mm-hmm. not, oh, I'm gonna give you $100, 80 of it's gonna help people. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. No, mail us a damn check then. And people probably would rather do that, and I would rather them do that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We just got to figure it out, and maybe someone who's listening right now could be like, I know exactly what you can do, or hey, check out this bank, or check these people out, or what is your address? You got a PO box, set it up. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It would be nice. And the other things that we're working on too. I think it's going to be a good year for 217 recovery.
Yeah, I think so too.
For sure. Well, I still don't remember what I was going to say earlier. It was really good, though. Just trust me on that.
All right.
You'd have loved it, but, God didn't want me to tell you.
Man.
Maybe for another day.
Yeah. And then, Thursday I'm reenacting the DHL guy.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It's a great moment in history. Mm-hmm. Probably about 10 people witnessed it, maybe 11. Mm-hmm. It was wonderful. It was glorious.
Okay.
And then I met a guy named Eric, who was pretty cool. That's what's cool, too. I came out of the place. I don't want to give it away.
Oh,
but I came out of the place, and you were outside. And so I go over to you, and there's this guy that just kind of comes up and just standing there. I'm like, oh, geez, like, okay, was he mad at that guy or something, too? Like, what's going on? I started to give story plot away. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he comes up. I was wearing the 217 recovery shirt and my hoodie. And he comes up and he's like, you're in recovery from like drugs? And I'm like, alcohol, yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, me too. And we just stood outside and talked for about 40 minutes, and gave him my card. And he texted me his number. We're going to hit some meetings up and stuff. And Real cool dude. Eric's got 8 years sobriety, and he told me he did it in Portland, which I thought it'd be hard. I was like, really? I was like, damn, that must be tough. And he's like, yeah, there's a lot more temptations. He's like, but there's also a lot more places that you can go get help. Mm-hmm. You know, he's like, you can find a meeting anytime, anywhere. Mm-hmm. Where, you know, if you get out, like, say, in Petoskey or Boyne City or Hartford, Michigan, or Coloma or Allendale or wherever that even is, Atlanta, Michigan, or South Bend, Indiana. There we go. But I mean, South Bend, you can probably get a meeting anywhere too, but it's just some meetings are easier to get to than others.
Right.
But yeah, he said it was good and came back and was like, yeah, all this Zoom stuff is just, I don't know. But you have to meet him. Seems like a good dude, and it's about that recovery life. So
cool.
He's amongst friends with us. So yeah, story time Thursday.
All right.
Can't wait. Until then, 217recovery.com is the website. We do have blogs up there. I think Anna's the only one who posts on the regular. You posted one the other day. Mm-hmm. That was really good. P.S. I'm Grateful is Marney's blog, so check that out. If you don't have the app yet, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, get the app. From
the App Store, the Google Play Store, and there's resources and stuff on there as well. So check out our website. It's fun. If you haven't seen our wedding video yet,
yeah,
what are you doing? You got to see it. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Marnie looked gorgeous. And it was a pretty cool little wedding, man. For the COVID times, and you can't really invite people. You'll be jealous. If we save so much money, it's ridiculous. And it turned out beautiful. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. So I share it with you in video form. Check it out, 217recovery.com. Until Thursday, until story time.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.